In the heart of Cedar Rapids, the sun dipped low, casting long, labyrinthine shadows across the land, as if hinting at the enigmatic tales that lay hidden in the quiet corners of the city. An affable young journalist named Alex Sterling strode along the cobblestone paths, his keen eyes shimmering with curiosity. His smile was generous, disarming, but behind it, the shadows of his past danced. Alex had always been a dweller of two worlds, one of light and warmth, and another of cold and harrowing darkness. He was like a comet blazing against the eternal night, persistently pushing against his inner demons, paranoia etched in his psyche from unexplained past traumas. His destination? A pulsating beacon in the growing dusk. A nightclub with a neon sign that read The Cradle. The irony wasn't lost on Alex. A cradle, a place of safety and warmth. Yet this nightclub was anything but. Wrapped in rumors and hushed whispers, it stood as a dark enigma, a beacon for the town's curiosities and fears. He stepped into the cradle, his entrance swallowed by the driving pulse of music, an orchestra of relentless rhythm and otherworldly sounds. Patrons swayed to the spectral rhythms, intoxicated by the captivating lights that painted ephemeral dreams across their dancing bodies. Yet beneath the facade of joyous celebration, he felt an uncanny unease creeping along his spine. Behind the bar stood Sasha, a childhood companion he'd known, loved, and lost. Her hair cascaded like an ebony waterfall, her emerald eyes holding a world of warmth yet edged with the cold sting of unspoken words. As he moved towards her, every step was a journey back into the past, a time when their bond was unbroken, unscarred. "Sasha," he greeted, the familiarity of her name on his tongue stirring a strange mix of comfort and pain. "Alex," she replied, a surprise flicker in her eyes, her voice carrying the weight of 1,000 unsaid words. Their conversation was filled with clumsy attempts at mending the chasms that had grown between them. Still, there was a gentle rhythm to their dialogue, like a soft melody winding through the dissonance. Late into the night, as the crowd thinned, and the cradle's cacophony gave way to quieter melodies, he found himself alone, save for the strange stories that echoed around him. The mysterious lights, the spectral sounds, the inexplicable illnesses that had struck down some patrons. Yet what caught his attention was a peculiar shadow in the far corner of the club. It seemed to dance to its rhythm, bending and warping in ways that defied comprehension. A chill crawled up his spine, his past paranoia resurfacing. With a will forged in the crucible of curiosity, he resolved to confront the strange occurrences. Evening shrouded Cedar Rapids once again, as if the city itself prepared to play host to the mysteries of the night. Within this unfolding drama, Alex returned to the cradle, drawn by the lure of the unknown and the intoxicating prospect of rekindling his bond with Sasha. As he melted into the pulsating throng of the cradle's patrons, the club transformed before his eyes. It was no longer just a place of frivolity. It was a living, breathing entity. Its rhythm became its heartbeat, the flickering lights its neurons firing, and the dancing bodies, cells coursing through its veins. He navigated this organism, his senses heightened, the paranoia of his past tempering his perception. The laughter and music no longer felt celebratory, but rather an opiate clouding the senses of those oblivious to the uncanny shadow lurking in the corners. To Alex, however, each warped ripple of its form was an invitation to delve deeper. Within the whirlpool of sounds and movements, Sasha remained his anchoring point. She held court behind the bar, her presence a striking contrast to the oblivious revelry. Their conversations flowed more freely now, like a stream released from a dam. They danced around the shadow of their shared past, careful not to step on its toes. But with each word, each look, they were pulling it into the light. One evening, Sasha spoke in hushed tones. "Alex, you seem different, troubled. What's really bringing you back here every night?" she asked, her emerald eyes reflecting concern. He paused, studying her expression, before revealing his truth. "Something isn't right here, Sasha. There's an unseen presence, a lurking fear. Can't you feel it?" His voice held an intensity, born out of a deep concern and his relentless pursuit for the truth. Sasha stared at him, her face a mirror of confusion and disbelief. "Are you sure you're not letting your past get the better of you, Alex?" Her words, though not meant to wound, struck deep. They ripped open old scars, breathing life into the beast of his paranoia, and for a moment, he doubted himself. Yet the dance of the unseen continued, the spectral shadow weaving its alien ballet within the corners of his vision, persistent and undeniable. He felt an inexplicable bond with this phantom. Its existence was as heuristic, as misunderstood as his own. Night fell again, yet a darkness deeper than the absence of light beckoned Alex to the cradle. This time it wasn't the lure of the unseen, but the stark fear of confronting the known that gnawed at his nerves. The spectral entity was no longer a figment of shadow play, but a terrible reality that pulsed to the rhythm of his heart. His every encounter with the entity was a dance macabre, a disturbing ballet that pierced the veil of normalcy, revealing the cruel absurdity of existence. The entity was an extraterrestrial leviathan, indifferent to human comprehension, feeding off the vitality and emotions of the unwitting clubgoers. The weight of this truth was a leaden anchor, sinking him into the abyss of dread and paranoia. Yet the abyss also held a shimmer of hope, a possible redemption through the rekindling of his bond with Sasha. Their shared past could act as a lifeline, their unspoken words a bridge spanning the chasm of misunderstanding. Summoning his courage, he sought her out, finding her amidst the sea of carefree patrons, her emerald eyes a beacon of familiarity in the chaotic maelstrom of the cradle. With a deep breath, he confessed his fears, his discoveries, the reality of the alien presence. His words hung in the air, notes in a discordant symphony of revelation. Sasha stood frozen, her face a mixture of disbelief and dread. "An alien entity here?" She managed, her voice a hoarse whisper. She was not blind to Alex's past paranoia, nor the phantom fear that had haunted their relationship, and the revelation threatened to shatter the fragile bond they were mending. His admission, though met with disbelief, was a desperate plea for Sasha to awaken to the impending terror. However, the night drew on, and as the club emptied, leaving only echoes of laughter and the haunting rhythm of the unseen entity, Sasha was left with a hard pill to swallow. Their bond seemed to stretch thinner, yet the thread didn't snap. As dawn approached, the heartbeat of the cradle became the heartbeat of the abyss, echoing the existence of an entity beyond their comprehension. As Alex left the club, his reflection in the glass door distorted into a spectral shadow. His human form was nothing but an echo in the vast dance of cosmic horror, a prelude to the unfathomable depths of the abyss that awaited. The fall of twilight heralded the final act of Alex's eerie symphony. He found himself drawn back to the cradle, its neon glow now seeming less an invitation and more a dreadful siren call. The spectral entity and its unspeakable horror had consumed his world, casting long, ominous shadows on his psyche. The cradle was no longer a throbbing club, but a grand stage where the final dance was set to begin. Its pulsating music, the intoxicating lights, the unsuspecting revelers, all were mere players in this chilling spectacle. Alex and Sasha stood together amidst the rhythmic chaos. The connection between them had transformed into a silent understanding, their shared fear bridging the chasm that had once threatened to consume their relationship. Sasha's once skeptical eyes now held a glint of fear, mirroring the dread that dwelt deep within him. His confession, once met with disbelief, had laid the foundation for a haunting revelation. "I see it now, Alex," Sasha confessed, her voice barely audible above the relentless beat of music. "This isn't paranoia, it's something far worse." It was then, beneath the throbbing neon lights, that the spectral entity emerged. It was an abomination, a cosmic horror from the darkest corners of the universe, existing beyond the boundaries of human comprehension. Its form pulsed and contorted, a grotesque ballet set against the rhythm of the cradle. Alex confronted the entity, his every fiber screaming against the force that defied his understanding of reality. He could feel his vitality ebbing, his spirit flickering under the unspeakable might of the cosmic terror. His demise was not a heroic victory, but a dreadful surrender. His body disintegrated in an eerie spectacle, his essence reduced to nothing but a spectral echo, absorbed into the dance of the entity. His last thought, a futile hope, was for Sasha's safety, an unspoken plea echoing in the abyss of the cosmic horror. The final rhythm echoed in the eerie silence that followed, a dreadful tribute to the man who had dared to dance with the unseen. The cradle, once a symbol of vibrant life, was now a mausoleum for the spectral echoes, a chilling testament to the cosmic horrors that lurked in the unseen corners of existence. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed our content, show your support with a like and subscribe, and stay notified by hitting the bell icon. Expect more cosmic horror from Eldritch Tales Factory, and feel free to explore our other stories. See you in the next video.